dai 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 dai, ya da dai 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 dai, ya da dai 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 dai, ya da dai dai dai, ya da dai da 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 dai, ya dai 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 dai, ya dai dai ya dai 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 da da dai. Yai dai dai ya dai 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 ya da dai dai dai. Yai dai dai da dai 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 dai. Yai dai 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 ya da dai. Yai dai 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 ya da dai. Boker Tov. Continue working our way through Kriyat Shema Uvirchoteha, the recitation of Shema and its blessings. We've now looked at all three of the blessings that create a kind of casing around Shema. Yotzer Or, giving thanks for the presence of the divine in creation and light and dark, that opens the section. Ahava Rabbah, giving thanks for the experience of the divine, of the holy, in learning and Torah and acts of love, that follows Yotzer Or, just before Shema. And after Shema, Geulah, which includes the song at the sea, in which we offer gratitude for the presence of the divine in liberating acts in human history. And so this morning we will begin the Shema itself, at the center of these blessings. With Shema, we say that the God we have referred in each, the source of creation, the source of Torah, of learning, and the source of liberation, that God is one and the same. Well, I want to note that Shema is far more than its very famous, well-known opening line, Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. That is just the beginning of the first of three biblical paragraphs that comprise Shema in its entirety. These passages are not taken in the order in which they come in the Torah. It's Deuteronomy 6, then Deuteronomy 11, and then backwards to Numbers chapter 15. We'll take our time to work through all three of these sections, and we'll explore the connections between them. But this week we're going to focus on just that opening 6 words, which contain multitudes. So let's go word by word. This morning, the first 2 of those words, Shema Yisrael, listen, or hear, or heed, O Israel. This is the line that is recited morning and evening. It's traditionally the last thing one says before dying. So it is often referred to as the most important Jewish prayer, but actually it's not a prayer at all. Because in prayer, we speak to God. Praised are you, O God, Baruch atah Adonai. But here, God is speaking to us. Shema, Yisrael, listen, Israel, Jewish people, pay attention. The translation, at least that I grew up with, was always, hear, O Israel. But neither hear nor listen really captures the full meaning of Shema. The verb lishmoa means to listen very intensely and also to take to heart. It is to hear and to internalize, to understand. This means setting aside all our distractions and committing ourselves fully to the task at hand, to hear and to heed the voice of the Holy One. This is hard. It's always been hard, and maybe it's especially hard for us because the world is so loud, literally and metaphorically. To hear the Shema, we must first find ways to quiet the noise outside us, all that technology, the frantic pace of life, and we have to quiet the noise within our own heads that pace creates. So to say Shema properly is to practice what many refer to these days as mindfulness. This is why it's customary to close our eyes and focus our intentions as we say the prayer, so we're not distracted by what we see, so that we can be fully present with our ears and with our hearts as we listen. This is no small thing what this passage asks, to truly listen mindfully amidst all the static noise out there takes a lot of practice. So let's focus on that practice with today's meditation. We might ask ourselves, how do I live and how do I listen more actively? How do I listen more intentionally, more fully? Where might I unexpectedly hear the voice of the divine if and when I am able to achieve this kind of focused intention? So be still, focus on your breathing. 4 breaths in, 4 seconds in, 7 seconds out. Be aware of all the thoughts that come into your head and then let them go. And just listen. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. We'll conclude the counting of the Omer. We approach Lag BaOmer, begin tonight. So if you haven't had a haircut, shave, tonight's your opportunity. Meanwhile, for today, we focus on Netzach Shebahod, on enduring patience, majesty, compassion. Rabbi Karyolitsky writes, our challenge is to find ways to love one another with a fullness of heart. Until we find the means to do so, we will be unable to fulfill our obligation to love God with all our heart, with all our soul, with all that we possess in the world. To love God with enduring majesty means to love our fellow human beings with enduring majesty. Hayom Shnayim Shloshim Yom Shem Shlosha Shavuot Arba'a Yamim LaOmer. Today is the 32nd day of the Omer, 4 weeks and 2 days.